Hi Malone, I have a story. I had something else planned for today, but something happened, so we're going to talk about that. Here's what happened. I was going to stay with Bo and Christy tonight, Nikki's cousin, and Nikki was like, oh yeah, they live in Lawrence, Kansas. And so I was like, cool, Lawrence, Kansas. I can make it there from where I was staying. It's about a 50-mile ride. I could do that easy peasy. So I get here to Lawrence, Kansas, and I go back to the text, which Bo sent me with their address, and I should have looked at the text when he sent it to me, but instead I texted back the girl who was texting me. Bad idea, kids. Instead of texting a girl, you should always text the person who you're staying with for the night, or at least read the text they sent you, instead of getting distracted so easily. So his address at the end of it, instead of saying Lawrence, Kansas, it said Olathe, Kansas. So I put that in, and the little red dot showed up on the map, and it was like 30 miles behind me. Like, I passed it 30 miles ago, which is like 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Anyway, I passed it a long time ago, and it's getting dark. You can see very well. I mean, there's the sun behind me, but it's basically dusk. I want to get off the road. I've been bicycling for a while, and I'm in Lawrence, Kansas. So I call up Bo, and I'm like, it didn't happen to be an accident that you put Olathe, Kansas behind your address and not Lawrence, did it? And he's like, no, we live in Olathe. Why, where are you? And I'm like, I'm in Lawrence, Kansas. And so what I've been learning this bike trip, and what just gets shown to me again and again, is that human beings have a great capacity for kindness. They will go out of their way. They will give you the shirt off of their backs to help you out. And especially on a bike trip, you make some dumbass mistake. Pardon my French. This is, what now, a PG-13 video instead of a PG or a G? Anyway, you make some stupid mistake. And you call up somebody to verify that you made a mistake so that you can plan the next part, which would have been find a farmer. There's lots of farmers in Lawrence, Kansas, and ask him if I could sleep in his field. Instead, Bo was like, I'll come and get you. And I'm like, are you sure? What? Really? He's like, yeah, man, no big deal. I got your back. So he's going to drive. He says 20 minutes. The map says 40 minutes. I don't know. And he's going to come pick me up and take me back to his house where they had been waiting for me to have dinner. Which means I get to sleep not in a field tonight, and I get to take a shower tonight, and I get food tonight, and these people, that's what they do. They don't need any incentive, nobody's paying them to be kind, nobody's watching to make sure they're being kind. The only reason they are is because they're kind people. And that gives me a lot of hope in humanity. That is an amazing thing. And before even Bo and Christy, I stayed at my Aunt Julie's house for an extra day. I show up there, and I guess we will get into what I was originally going to get into. I rode up to Kirksville, and then from Kirksville, I rode down to Liberty, Missouri. That was a long and frustrating ride. And from Liberty, Missouri, I rode to Raymore. And I got really really not disgruntled, but not depressed, but really dissuaded, really discouraged. I know it was a D word. I developed a strong discouragement. I'd become very discouraged with my trip because, for one, I wasn't living up to what I thought I should be, and there's a couple reasons for that. I had a really good day a couple weeks ago, really great day. I had a tailwind. I was going slightly downhill, subtle enough that I didn't attribute it to the downhill. I just attributed it to being a boss. It's spelled B-A-W-S. And it was cool, and I just had everything I needed. I didn't get a flat, and I made it like 98 miles that day. And ever since then, in the back of my mind, in the very back of my mind, I have been judging myself compared to that. That's my benchmark, and I've been kind of scolding myself when I don't make 98 miles in a day. It's kind of a dumb thing for me to do, because you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And so, fast forward a little bit to coming back down from Kirksville, and I had a headwind the whole way. It was like high 90s all week. I was going uphill, and I made like 60 miles in a day. And I was like, dude, you got to do better than this. You're better than this. And it really sucked, and I really got kind of depressed about it, and I don't know, it was pretty terrible. I started wondering if this is what I should be doing, if this is really what I want to do for the next month, and so I called up Nikki and had a little boo-hoo pity party, and she's like, just keep at it. I was like, okay, so I did. I went out down to Raymore, where Aunt Julie was. Julie is a sitting, like me. And something us zittings do that you can't even see my face in this light. Sorry, I am the shadowy figure. Something us zittings do, and she pointed this out to me, was we hurry. We rush things because we want to be done with them. We just get to the end as quick as we can, which means a lot of times we don't do a good job midway through, and just at all costs, as fast as we can, get it done. And really, we like to put our self-value in getting things done. And so she reminded me that I'm not on this trip to get to Utah. I'm on this trip for the process of getting to Utah. That's the end goal, getting to Utah, but that's not the point of the trip. The point is to ride my bike. The point is to experience, to take it easy, to savor the process. And if I only go 40 miles in a day, that doesn't mean I've messed up anything. That doesn't mean I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's just what I did in that day. And she also reminded me that it's freaking hot outside, and I'm going to get heat stroke if I keep pushing myself. I hadn't noticed because I kind of got into the zone. And when you're on the bike, you got a lot of wind coming at you, you're sweating a lot, and you don't necessarily notice how hot it is until you realize I'm out of water, and I filled it up half an hour ago. I shouldn't be out of water, but I've been drinking so much because it's so hot outside. So the solution we found was that in the middle of the day when it's the hottest, I'm going to stop and I'm going to meet someone new. I'm going to walk into a diner, or order a tall glass of orange juice or something like that, and just sit there and talk to someone. And that's going to make the trip more enjoyable. That's going to make me slow down and enjoy it. And that keep me motivated. And so that was very wise of her. And she let me stay an extra day at her house. She gave me this advice. She fed me. She sent me over so much food. And it's fantastic. I had to stay an extra day at her house because I had to track down these bags right here. I don't know if you can see. I'm really bad at aiming this camera this way. Oh, there we go. These bags on the front, there's one on each side. Probably that's pretty terrible camera work because I have it pointed towards me, like the screen and the camera on the same side of the phone. I really needed those to get across Kansas because I really needed the room for food. So So it was really stressing me out that I didn't have those due to a shipping snafu and communication snafu between the company, the seller, and the carrier, between the carrier and myself. Anyway, we got him tracked down because Julie let me stay next to her house. I got him tracked down, and Nikki, in her kindness, brought him up to me. That was 4 hours round trip of driving, and she did just for me. And I don't just feel loved, but I feel like humans are kind of cool things. They're kind of cool people. They're kind of worthwhile. It's being a human is kind of a great opportunity in it. And you have, I mean, the species has so much value just to what we do for each other. So that's where I'm at. I'm on the side of the highway, a very noticeable spot, exit 204. My beau's going to come pick me up and take me back to Olathe, so he can put me up and I can enjoy his hospitality, just because he's a fantastic guy. That's all there is to it, you know. And I guess that's what I want to be able to do for people. I want to. It's not a lot of sweat off. I mean, it's not a lot of skin off his nose to come and get me, but it's going out of his way.